What if I told you this campsite is free? And no, I'm not stealth camping. This is actually a real campground. This is the Kotaki Mountain Campground in Takahaki, Japan, and it is a free campsite. It is about 11 kilometers from the closest train station, meaning that if you are poor and fat like me, you have to walk. I am all set up. It's only noon, but because of the mountains and it being winter, it probably will get dark pretty soon. Anyways, it is the dry season. No rain is forecasted, but I am going to keep a lot of my gear a little higher up. Hopefully I won't have any issues. You know, risk reward. Anyways, I'm going to explore the local area before it gets dark. There is a restaurant that's a ways away. Maybe I'll head down there. I mean, if it does flood up, I'll be in misery. You guys get to watch it and laugh at me. I mean, even now, it's past peak and there's still tons of people here. I imagine this place gets crazy at peak, and I can see why they close the free campground. Oh, well, if you watched my last video, I went there. Let's see, right here. I stayed at a campground right here. There's a river here, it's not shown, so I stayed at a campground here last time. So the more I go to Northern Ibaraki, the more I like Northern Ibaraki. It really is just a tiny community here. There's a community center up that hill, a shrine. There's just not much around here. It's just kind of jammed in between the mountains. There is a restaurant, according to Google Maps, and it's open until 3. It's about 1:20, so I'll have to walk quickly, but it's only 10 minutes away. That's about the only restaurant or place to get food around here from what I can tell. Although Google Maps is not always 100% accurate, especially in these smaller rural parts of Japan. It really is a small community. If it wasn't for 461, I don't think there'd be much going on here. I do kind of wonder, like, back in the old days, like the Edo period, what did this look like? Part of me kind of wonders if, I know that some daimyos, so the lords, would have hidden villages that they wouldn't report for basically tax evasion, to avoid paying taxes to the shogun. I wonder if this was one of them. Just finished eating. I had the eel, which was delicious, being the only restaurant around here. They kind of have the market cornered, which is true for pretty much any of these restaurants out here. It was pretty good. The eel was like... So, you know, it's one of those places, you know, it's run by a older couple. You go in, kettle's on the kerosene heater, lots of tea, delicious food. But also kind of sad when you think of places like that because, you know, they're kind of an older couple. How much longer is this restaurant actually going to last? And then what comes after it? Do they have someone who will take it over? Is it just going to close and then there'll be no restaurant really in this area? You know, that's kind of the plight of the aging rural Japan. We'll just go up and pay our respects very quickly. So from the little bit I could find online while I was walking and looking, it seems like this shrine was built at the start of the Meiji era, and that was due to separation of Shintoism and Buddhism. So they became two separate religions, and the new government very much backed Shintoism. So they didn't have a Shinto shrine. So a lot of these smaller villages at that point built a Shinto shrine. And that's an old style storehouse actually, made out of stone. So the area I live in Tochigi, most of them are actually made out of a special type of stone. This one is probably, I don't know, a special type of stone to this area. They often look for stones with good, basically heat moderation so that it stayed close to an even temperature all year to try to preserve mostly food, alcohol, fruit, grains. So far, when I was walking through the village to get here, every parked car I saw had a autumn leaf sticker, which is basically a sticker for elderly drivers. If you're a new driver, you get a spring leaf sticker. What's interesting though is that the spring leaf sticker now is very commonly put on anything that's for beginners to indicate, oh, this is for beginners or for people that are new. Alright, fortunately I was able to do some landscaping, move my tent. There's a few fat raindrops coming down. The weather's changed. The forecast now, they're predicting rain with possibility of snow tonight. It's like 4 degrees and dropping. Ladies and gentlemen, it might get interesting. Or nothing happens, you know, because nothing ever happens. You know, I don't know if this shows up on video, but it is snowing and I am so excited and so happy. So one time when I was a kid, I remember me and my family went camping and it snowed. It was pretty late. It was maybe November, December. Late camping trip. And it snowed and we woke up and there was snow in the tent and snow on the ground and it was just magical. I'm sure I was cold. Now as a little kid I didn't care. But this is awesome. I really wanted to go camping in the snow sometime again. It's wintry mix, okay? There's rain and snow mixed together, but still, okay, it's the thought that counts. I don't live in northern Japan. This is Ibaraki. What do you want? This is still great. This is amazing.
Anyways, this campsite's supposedly haunted, by the way. The story goes that years and years and years and years ago, there was some girl that drowned in the river by the bridge. So sometimes at night you see her on the bridge, or she walks around the campsite. It is now 7 a.m. and it's warmed up to 0 degrees. I might hang out in this tent just a little longer. Hopefully it hits 1 or 2. Look at that. It did ice up on my tent a little bit.
Honestly, for me, I find breaking up camp and packing out to be a lot less fun than making camp. But still part of the process. And I've got tea going at least. It was a chilly night, but I survived. So I'm actually going to get a ride. Somebody I met at the campsite, they were like, oh, I can give you a ride back to the station so you don't have to walk it. So I'm going to meet up with him, get a ride back to the station. This was, for a free campground, a lot of fun. Anyways, please go down to the comment section. Tell me what was your favorite part or one of your favorite places to camp. And I will see you on our next adventure.